Good evening, everybody. Justin Trudeau's coming to the rescue. You're at the front line with Joe and Joe. Maybe he's not coming to the rescue, but you're with us, so it's a good evening. Joe Arsenal with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. Happy Canada Day. Trudeau must go. Canadians are celebrating. Play the clip.
Must go! Trudeau 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 must go!
Trudeau must go! Trudeau must go!
The people have spoken. Yeah. Trudeau must go.
Nothing like some fireworks, a hot dog, and a hamburger, and a Canadian riot to celebrate your independence. Happy Canada Day. Welcome to Parliament Hill. Assume the position. Play the clip.
Welcome to Ottawa. Lines hundreds deep. Barely anyone on the hill. Lines both directions, hundreds deep, as they frisk kids. Happy Canada Day.
Nothing says Happy Canada Day better than getting frisked by a security guard as you go through a metal detector. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. The weed guy wishes everyone a Happy Canada Day. Play the clip.
Hey there, man. So just enjoying the sights and smells of a beautiful grow room here. And guess what? It's Canada Day, man. Happy Canada Day. This is an amazing thing we get to do. It's not perfect, the system, but it is what it is for now, man. We're hoping for better. We're hoping for changes. But for now, we're going to enjoy what we have, man, and be grateful for what we have. Cannabis. Have a great day, man.
No one says Happy Canada Day better than the weed guy. It's Canada Day. Play the clip.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Nothing says celebrate Canada Day better than a 120-pound, 22-year-old sucking down beers in a funnel. Now we're talking Canada Day, baby. Happy Canada Day from the Scottish. Play the clip. I want my freedom and some haggis. Happy birthday, Canada. It's the carbon tax guy again. He's got a message for you. Play the clip.
Happy birthday, Canada. Your present from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, a second carbon tax. But carbon taxes don't cut emissions, they cut family budgets. Making it more expensive for you to fill up your grocery cart or fuel up your minivan won't do anything to reduce emissions in China and Russia and India or in the United States. In fact, more than 75% of countries don't even pay one national carbon tax. Meanwhile, you're now paying two carbon taxes. Canadians are already struggling to afford gasoline or groceries. The last thing that we need is another carbon tax that makes things more expensive without doing anything for the environment. And that's why at the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, we're going to keep fighting carbon taxes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Canada. Happy birthday to you. This is Kelly Lorenz of the People's Party of Canada. He's going door to door to talk to his constituents, his people. Play the clip.
Hello everybody, Kelly Lorenz here, Calgary Heritage candidate for the 2023 by-election. We're just out here door knocking. Actually, we're trying to finish up before this storm hits, but it's been a great day out in the community, very well received. And you know what, we're looking to talk with everybody, come out and say hi. And I just wanted to remind everybody that we have a barbecue every Saturday coming up to the election. So come out and say hi. It's at Elbow Drive and South End. Hope to see everybody there. Bye-bye.
Why do I bring this to your attention? Because he's a regular guy who feels he has a skill set to help people. That's how a democracy works. Now, why is it going to be difficult for a guy like that? Because the establishment has an agenda and they control too many institutions of power. They control the media. They control corporations using ESG, working hand in hand with the government. They control Hollywood. They control advertising. And this guy, who has the best intentions one could have for regular people, will have a hard time because of that. You see, Canada has to change the model. It's almost like you need to rebuild your nation in a sense. How do you do that? One person at a time. How do you do that? Turn to God. How do you do that? Have a change of heart. You see, you're not going to vote yourself out of it. This guy, in a healthy democracy, would serve the people. But the way the model works right now, they're not going to let him. You have to rebuild the model. You do that one heart at a time. It begins with you. It begins with me. Take a look at this picture. Batman and Robin, Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello. Got nothing on Jagmeet and Justin. Send them a thank you for the gas prices. Justin Trudeau thinks he's in an Ivory soap commercial. Play the clip. I'm too sexy for my car. Too sexy for my car. Too sexy for my hat. Too sexy for my hat. Ridiculous! I want to bring an image to your attention. Play the clip. It's regular people who change the world. You just saw a humble home with the flag of the US and Canada together. Regular people have to unite. Regular people have to open their eyes. And when they do, they will rebuild their nation. We need a populist movement. We need regular people, in many cases, who are arguing right now, to put down their differences and look to the common enemy. The common enemy is the establishment. Sadly, they have taken away your nation from you, and they're not going to give it back. And until the people unite together, see what the true fight is, you're not going to have the nation that you deserve. Ultimately, regular people are always the ones that change the world, and we can do it again. We have to unite. We have to unite around a common goal. That common goal is freedom. I want you to look at this picture. These are the Save Canada folks. They're young guys. They're basically kneeling before a memorial. If you ask me, they're patriots. I want to read to you the caption from this picture on Twitter. It said, "In true Christo-fascist fashion, I give you the terrorists of Canada." How are these young men terrorists? Because they disagree with you? They actually believe in good things. God, country, family. Actually, God, family, country. Let me put it in the correct order. That makes them fascists. You see, that's twisted. That is twisted. And until you rid that mentality out of your country, you're never going to be fixed. Now, how do you rid that type of mentality? Canada needs saints. You know, I've thought long and hard about this, and I've listened to a lot of pundits, and I've done a lot of reading. Sadly, you could put forth all the rhetoric you want. You could lay out the facts. Your arguments could be sound and linear, and people don't listen. You get comments like that. Looking at young men who are patriots, who stand for the good, the true, and the beautiful, and you get people calling them Christo-fascists. Wrong, wrong. How do you resolve it? People need an example. You see, men believe what they see. They don't listen until they see it. You see, Canada needs saints. Saints. Men need an example to see. These young men are such an example. And don't underestimate the power of a good example. If enough people change their hearts and give that example, your country will be reborn again. Pierre Poilievre opines on Olivia Chow becoming the mayor of Toronto. Play the clip.
All right, so we've heard from Doug Ford what he thinks of Olivia Chow as mayor of Toronto. I have to ask you, how does this strike you, Pierre Poilievre? Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow.
It's bonkers. I mean, we've seen what happens when you put Liberal NDP mayors in charge of cities. Look at what happened to Vancouver under their NDP mayor. The downtown east side turned into a living hell with tent cities everywhere. Housing prices became the third most expensive in the entire world because the council wouldn't let any new building go ahead. Taxes gone through the roof. That's what happens when you put a Liberal or an NDP mayor in power. They raise taxes, they cut police budgets, they allow crime to run rampant, they flood the city with taxpayer-funded drugs, and everyone, all the law-abiding, hardworking, tax-paying people pay the price. So I encourage Torontonians to vote for someone who will support the police, keep taxes low, and get out of the way so builders can build affordable homes.
Baby Boss says it's bonkers because it is. It's not logical. If you try to think of it from a logical or linear perspective, you're always going to come to the conclusion that Baby Boss came up with. It's bonkers. Know why? Because sadly, the constituency is bonkers. They're not grounded. Any person who truly sees, who isn't crazy, I hate to say that, but isn't crazy, and looks clearly at the consequences of policies, progressive leaders in cities, and see the outcome of their leadership cannot vote for Olivia Chow. If you vote for such a person, sadly, you have to look in the mirror and say to yourself, something is wrong, because it is. Because if you look from Canada to America, all progressive leadership results in a city that is in absolute ruin. Tents, people living on the streets, drugs, crime, no order. How could you support this? Yes, it is bonkers. But ultimately, the people who were voting for such a person, and again, I'm not pointing fingers, I'm just observing, something is wrong. Something is wrong. You see, that's what has to get fixed. That's why I say you're not going to vote yourself out of it. That's why, I kid around. I say Canada needs an exorcism. In a sense, they do. Something has to be fixed. A person who votes for such a person. And again, if you have eyes to see, you see what happens when people like Olivia Chow run cities. It is bonkers. But sadly, the people who are voting for Olivia Chow, they're bonkers. That's the problem. Canada does need an exorcism. To all my Canadian American friends, if you like what we do on the front line, I'm asking you to give $1, just $1. Production costs money. We do it for you. We are self-funded, and $1 goes a long way. That's less than a cup of coffee. In Canada, a cup of coffee might cost $5. So you're getting off easy. Please just give us $1 and we'll keep the content coming your way. God bless you. And remember, stay free.